Yeah, sometimes you got to roll it. I've rolled it over. I'm getting ready to write it out now. Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage. It's Thursday afternoon, and I'm still dinking around trying to get last week's video uploaded. Well, I'm trying to get it edited, let alone uploaded. Anyway, we got to stop doing that. We got to start working on this week's video because we got to get some stuff done before we lose daylight today. We need to get at least one snowmobile out of the trailer, maybe two, haven't decided yet. And need to get some firewood in there and load some other stuff up in there. So we're going to go ahead and move the truck up to a place that we can easily unload snowmobiles, and then we'll go from there. It's Friday morning around 11:15, and my goal is to be out of here 11:15. I'm going to be a couple of minutes late, but I'm not doing too bad. I'm supposed to meet up at noon, but I need to swing by the post office and mail off some Christmas cards. Anyway, yesterday I did get the trailer all loaded. I got firewood, I got my fire pit, generator, gas, chainsaw, lots of stuff. We're ready to go. And then I had some spare time, so I also set up to where I can hang some Christmas lights off the truck, and I'll be able to do it off the trailer too. I tested the ones on the truck. I kind of ran out of time for doing the ones on the trailer, so we'll do that up in the snow park. Just gonna add some festive cheer. So we have a new problem. You see my running lights are on right there? And the running lights are also on the camper. Truck lights are not on. When I disconnect the power from the trailer to the truck, those lights go out on the trailer and on the camper. If I disconnect the lead for the camper itself from the truck, it does nothing. See, I would have suspected that because of the grounding and stuff we were playing with in there in the last video. This trailer does have its own batteries. I don't know if that's playing into it, but I don't know. We don't have time to mess with it now. Should be fine with the truck lights on. It just when I get to the snow park, I will need to unplug that. This wasn't doing this yesterday. Last night, we were getting ready to go to bed, and my wife looks out the window and she said, "Why are your lights on?" I'm like, "What?" And came out, and sure enough, that's what I had. So we'll look forward to fixing that. But right now, I've got to get the lights off of there, trailer closed up, and hit the road. On the road, headed up White Pass. It's me. I'm leading the group. I've got one motorhome, one flatbed pickup towing a trailer, snowmobiles on the back of the flatbed, and then we've got a couple of other guys that are just bringing pickups and trailers with sleds. I think they're just coming up for the day to ride, so looks like our group of camping is just 3. While I didn't leave the house at 11:15 as I'd originally hoped, I did make the rendezvous point at 12 noon, right on schedule. That let me swing by the post office to mail some Christmas cards, and even hit a convenience store and grab a greasy burger and bag of chips for lunch. The weather's kind of gloomy. It's not raining or snowing or anything, but it's cloudy, and the clouds are pretty low. They're just hanging right at the top of the hills ahead of us there, the mountaintops. In fact, I think as we come around this corner, I think if you look up, you can kind of see it in the trees there. So there's a possibility we may be above the clouds at our campsite, or we might be directly in the fog. With a snowmobile ride, we might be able to get above them though. Of course, I don't know what the weather is above this level. A lot of times we break out into blue sky, but that may not be the case today. It has dropped good balls. I don't have that. I'm not driving up close, I got.
Pretty rough out there, Corbin?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's Saturday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. It's just a gorgeous day. We're out snowmobiling. Couldn't ask for better weather. Could use some more snow though. It's not to say we're not without challenges. I tried to come up this hill, didn't make it. I'm in the process of getting myself unstuck now. I may have to roll the sled over to do it. We'll see. Oh well. Yeah, sometimes you gotta roll it. I've rolled it over. I'm getting ready to ride it out now. I just gotta watch that little tree there. Make sure I don't hit it. All should be good. Time to catch up with the group. Yeah, I'm a little bit winded. The best laid plans. I had to roll it one more time. But now I've got it made, I think. Wish I had a tripod set up. We have really nice groomed trails up here in our group of 4. We started out with 11 today. We're down to 4. We've just been up in that area. It's a Jeep trail. And we went up on top and there's a great view of Mount Rainier. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to do any video when I was up there. So I was in the lead. I decided to pick up the pace so I could get down here and video a little bit as they came down. Here I am, all by myself again. I'm down at the bottom of a steep hill with a lot of trees. And the other 3 guys, they're still fighting their way. They kind of waited to see if I was going to make it to the bottom or not. Because we need to find out if there's another way out. And there is. I'm down there. I've been out to the road. I know which way to go. So they're working on coming down. But it's through the trees and tight and twisty. And it's not family-friendly snowmobiling. It's the kind of riding I like to do, though. So I'm just waiting for them. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to have some trail mix and keep an eye on the time. It's probably 3:30 about now. And it's going to be getting dark here in another hour, so we need to start heading out. There's another route back up the hill that I'm aware of. Unfortunately, I can't find it. And so if I can't easily find it, we're better off to go off the bottom, which is going to take a lot longer. And the trail's not groomed. It's going to be a lot rougher, but it's doable. They're getting closer. I hear them. They should be here in a minute. They may never want to ride with me again. They may think this is the way all my rides are. We were following a trail that is being marked that is an old Jeep trail, and it was kind of taken back over by Mother Nature, and so a group of off-roaders are trying to get it open back up again, so they come down and marked it. Well, we lost track of their markings, and so we just kind of were doing our own thing, and I just started cutting down the hill because I knew when I got down here to the bottom, I knew how to get out. So it was just kind of trials and tribulations, and luckily I made it to the bottom. So they have a trail to follow, but it's not a good trail. It's really tight, so they'll get here when they get here.
about 60 degrees in
I wouldn't do this. They had a little propane stove in there, big fire pit, and you walk inside there, and it was.
It's Sunday morning, about the last day of our snowmobile camping adventure. Pretty low-key day today. It's foggy, but I know up above it's clear and nice. Going up to recover a burned sled we found yesterday. That's kind of a highlight. We've got a group of, I think, 5 that'll be around. So, not gonna be an exciting day, but hey, any day up in the mountains is a fun day, for sure.
I don't know, I didn't smell them. There was no smell.
You know what I would like for Christmas? More subscribers. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Also, please hit the like button. And be sure and tell all your friends. Thanks. It's Tuesday afternoon, and as you can see, I still haven't picked up any leaves with the bagger. The problem is that we get a couple days of dry, and then I think one more day of dry and I'll go out and start sucking stuff up, and then it rains again. And if you've ever used a bagger sucking up leaves, you'll know that you want them as dry as possible. So that's the reason nothing's been done on that front, but I'm hoping to get to it soon. I got back from the camping trip on Sunday night. It was about 5 o'clock when I rolled in. It was well after dark. We had a really good time. We didn't leave up there until around 4. We had some people come up that were club members. They didn't come up to ride. They just came out to hang up, and they didn't get up there until around 2. So, you know, we're being sociable, hanging out with them and everything. It was a fun time. Anyway, so I didn't do anything yesterday, and what I need to do now, instead of working on procrastination garage projects that are stacking up down the shop, we've got to get reconfigured here. We need to, I want to get the camper off. I'm going snowmobiling tomorrow. I want to put the snowmobile in the back of the white pickup because it's got a bed liner, and I'm still waiting on my ski glide for the green pickup. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And need to get the trailer unhooked, and then I've got 2 snowmobiles that have been sitting out in the rain that we pulled out of the trailer before the last trip, and I'd really like to get them back in the trailer to keep them dry, although I don't think it's going to rain the next few days. So anyway, we've got some things we're going to get done here, and I'll just show you bits and pieces of it as it gets done. I don't know if I showed you how much firewood I put in here, but we used almost all of it, so it was a good amount that I brought. So, but this stuff that's nice and dry, I want to put it back with my other firewood, and I need to bring some more up, let it start drying out. But anyway, I'll go ahead and walk this over. There's the wood we have left over. I stacked it back in here. One thing I make these little fire starter packs that basically have a newspaper and a lighter and some kindling in them. They go in a 2-gallon Ziploc bag, and I just stuff them full. And I keep those on hand to take camping and or snowmobiling. So if we need to start a fire, I've got stuff. And I've got enough stuff to usually start about 3 fires, maybe 4, just kind of depends. So I use this one up this weekend, so I'll resupply it and show you what it looks like. So there's what it looks like all done, full of kindling, newspaper, and then something to start a fire with. In this case, it's like a little cigar lighter, a little propane mini torch thing. Works real nice. I actually have one more baggie here. I'm going to go ahead and make up one more of them, so I have 2 of them ready to go. The nice thing about living out in the country on a dirt road is that I can park kind of in the middle of the road, block traffic. It's not that big a deal. Nobody will probably even come by, and if they do, they can easily go around me. Let's go ahead and get my sled unloaded so we can load it in the back of the truck later on. As much as I'd have liked to have unloaded the camper down below, it's just easier to bring it back up on top because I still need to take some stuff out of it. And this way I can set up the stairs and be easier to get in and out of it. Whoops. I was going to brag about how nice it was to have my stairs set up, be able to go in and out. And it's probably a good thing I wasn't using them this weekend. The only thing they're holding on to right now, well, I'm not even sure what they're holding on to. The bracket that they're supposed to be holding on to just split. You can see it split the wood there. So that's a no-go. So we're going to, new Procrastination Garage project, we're going to need to fix that. I need to replace this piece of carpet anyway. So I think when we get this off and I find a new piece of carpet, I'll go ahead and replace this 2x4 at the same time so we can mount that bracket back. I might mount that bracket out a little further. In fact, I might make this 2x4 run clear to the corner there, because that would allow me to move this all the way out to the end. The problem is when the trailer's hooked up, I have to jackknife the trailer just a little bit in order to use these stairs, and even then they have to kind of go off at an angle, kind of like that. So maybe we'll fix that at the same time. But luckily I was coming down those when that thing started ripping loose, and luckily I didn't land on my butt. So, oh well. The camper's unloaded, now let's go take it off the truck. Next time you see it, it'll be sitting on support and the truck will be nowhere to be seen. Alright, the truck will still be in the driveway, but it won't be under it. And she's off. Alright, the truck is unencumbered. Let's get a snowmobile loaded in the back of it. All loaded up and ready to go. Looks like we have about 4 guys going tomorrow. It's funny, the guy that originally suggested the ride, he and his partner, his son, have already bailed out. But that's all right, we're going anyway, and they're going to miss out on a good ride.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, so for me it was a no-brainer. Here's the whole line. Where'd you live on campus? Well, just to go your way. But now he's got 2 kids now that are 7 and 5, and your life changed.
Yeah, what I found is I've got a big 4-place, and it was great when everybody would go. My wife would go, the kids would go.
It's Wednesday around noontime, and I haven't really talked about today, but 3 of us came up snowmobiling. As you can see, there's not a ton of snow up here at all. I'm just kind of running in snow drifts. Everywhere we've been today, 4-wheel drive trucks have been able to go. Should have brought the side-by-side up. But let me tell you, what a gorgeous day. And it's beautiful, and we're having a fun time. So that over there, the top of that, that's Mount Rainier. And then you circle around over there, that's Mount Adams. So again, just a beautiful day, but just not a whole lot of snow. But we're still having a fun time. So on the drive up today, my check engine light on the tow beast came on again. And instead of getting a message that said you're going to be reduced to 50 miles an hour in 50 miles, it said 50 miles an hour upon restart. So I've already shut it off and restarted, and it says I'm limited to 50 miles an hour. So it's going to be a slow drive home. Also, we drove up a Forest Service road quite a ways. I'm getting funny smells inside the truck. One was kind of a burning smell. So that'll be interesting. I was kind of hoping it'd catch fire and burn down, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. And then funny, we were snowmobiling, my phone rang, and it was the guy from the Ford dealer saying, "Hey, did your check engine light come back on?" Well, yeah, as a matter of fact. So truck's going back tomorrow. Anyway, my group didn't follow me up here. I better head back and go find them.
My wife taught 20 years, 17 as a special ed teacher. So we go to my, I'm still her best student. Tell people, she's still working on me.
She was training.
She's still
She spent
working on
17
me.
years training to get ready for you.
It's about 3:30 in the afternoon and we are headed home. And I am speed limited to 50 miles an hour. That's what it shows there. Because I've got oversized tires, looking at my GPS, I can tweak about 53 to 50, about 53 miles an hour out of it. Anyway, so it's going back to the Ford dealer tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not real impressed with my truck right now. And I'm not even really blaming my truck. I'm more blaming the Ford dealer, although I have nothing to base that on. So, I don't know. Stand by for more. We had a great day of snowmobiling, though. Even though there wasn't much snow to speak of coming back, we were running on a lot of dirt coming down the road. Everywhere we went today, we could easily have done it with a side-by-side, and probably should have. But hey, it was a fun day anyway. So we're back at my favorite place, pingree-ford.com, and there comes my daughter coming to pick me up right there. So I just wanted to show you guys, check out this truck. This is a Ford Tremor, winch built in. It's got the Power Stroke, and hey, not a fan of the Power Stroke right now, but that is a gorgeous truck. Give me mine with a 7.3 gas and I would own that in a heartbeat. But that ain't gonna happen because I can't afford the truck I've got. It's Thursday afternoon and I've spent most of the morning and part of the afternoon editing Procrastination Garage content, and I gotta say it's a little lean this week, mainly because we've been out having fun, and so we've just been prepping for that and haven't done any projects. The reason this stuff is kind of haphazardly parked out here is because I was in a rush to get it unloaded from the white truck this morning so I could go down and meet my daughter, who had a very narrow window of opportunity to give me a ride home. So that's just sitting there. The tools, I just put them out, set them over here. My chainsaw and my poop bucket, that was mainly what was in the truck. Now I'm hoping to get the truck back either later today or tomorrow at the latest, but just in case we need a backup plan. And as it so happens, we finally got the ski glides that we had on order. Well, technically the first order got canceled after it didn't show up. Turned out it was sitting at the post office, but that's neither here nor there. So I reordered, and these did arrive. So now we're going to put these on the piece of plywood that I put in the green truck here, I don't know, a week ago or so. So let's pull the pickup up, open this box up, and get them screwed down. There we have it, the 4 ski glides. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to put them right on the edge of that one, and then we'll do another one right next to it so we can go narrower, and same thing over on this side here. So it looks something like that. So let me go get some screws and a drill driver, and we'll get those mounted. This will be quick. What do you think? Is that everything we need? We've got a drill, we've got some drill bits for pilot holes, we've got a little bit for screwing the screws in, we've got screws, and then we've got a screwdriver for final tightening. So let's get to it. The first 2 screws are in. This one here you'll notice I put down at the end, and I cinched it down fairly tight. The second one I put in was up at this end, and this was just to align it side to side. I put it in the middle, and it is not completely tight. And the reason is, being plastic, these things, they're affected by the weather, and they will get a lot bigger, longer in the hot weather. So you want to have them a little on the loose side so they can expand. It's okay for one end to be completely screwed down tight. That end is not supposed to move, and all the movement will occur up this direction. So now we got those 2 in, I can go ahead and drill holes for the rest of them and get the screws in, and that first panel will be done. The first one is done. All the screws are in place. Now we'll do the other 3. All right, all done. What do you think? I think it came out looking pretty good. A couple of notes though. These ski glides, when you get them, the holes that are pre-drilled, they're slotted. The first one set is close to the end, and at the other end, they're about 8-9 inches away from the end. So for me, I want them near the tailgate of the pickup. I want this to be the end that's clamped down tight, and then the rest of them put in a little bit looser. So I did do that. And if you're wondering why I put them at the end instead of centered them, the reason is because I tend to hit these with the carbides on the skis, and over time they get busted out. So I want to make sure that I've got room to put another screw in there if those do get tore out later on. The ones down the line are not as important. Usually you won't lose all of them, and if you lose a couple, it's no big deal. So that's it. This project is done. Does this wrap up this week's Procrastination Garage? I don't know, just about, I suppose. So anyway, let's get a sled loaded in here. How's that look? She's all loaded up, ready for our next snowmobiling adventure. Now, what I don't know is when that's going to be. There's no real snow in the forecast for the next 10 days or so. So unless somebody contacts me and wants to go for a ride, I'm probably not going to try and set a ride up. What I would like to do is make a trip down to our cabin in Oregon. And if so, I'm not sure which truck I'm going to take. I may end up having to unload the snowmobile before that happens. But regardless, we're ready for now and everything looks good. So let's move on to something else or wrap this up. I haven't decided which. Last time we were working on this, this was the bottom piece of plywood that I recut. And I got glue on one side. That's the bottom. So now we're going to put glue on the top side. And then that piece there, I think it needs glue on one side, and then the lid here, it needs glue all over it. So we're going to work on that out here in the pump house, and then the other, the big box is in the house, and we'll glue that in there. All right, this is the top of the bottom piece, and it's coated, so it's good to go. I still need to do the edges on it, but I'm going to come back and do that later. And there's the top, we still need to do that, and then that piece back there we still need to do. The bottom line is, in the pump house here I have a real disaster area, as you can see. This is really all the room I have to work, and then I have a little bit of room in the house to work. So we're just going to be doing this piecemeal. So time to go in the house and do the big box section. Are you like me and you like to make your wife feel included in these projects? The best way to do that is to bring the projects inside the house. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some spread some glue out on this before we put a coat of paint on it. All right, I've got one coat of glue on that side right there, and on that side right there. I used a roller, a little foam roller, and it doesn't get it down in the cracks quite as good as a brush does, but it's a lot quicker. So I think what I'm going to do is put a second coat on when this dries, or is mostly dry. And about it being inside and my wife enjoying it and all, you know, she asked me, she said, is that still going to be here when Christmas rolls around? Because we're about 3 days from Christmas. And I told her, yeah, it might be. And she kind of gave me a look. I think it was a look of encouragement. It might have been rolling her eyes. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to wrap up this episode of Procrastination Garage. And in the next episode, I think we'll be painting this. I hope so. Back at Pingree picking up my truck. I don't have any paperwork on it, so I don't know exactly what they did. I'll fill you in later. But what's cool, check out the Bronco over there. It's even running. Runs like, unlike mine, that one actually runs. That one hangs around here all the time. Pretty nice truck. All right, let's go home. So what did they do to fix my truck? I think they replaced two NOx sensors. Again, I'll know better when I get the paperwork, and it seems like it's a warranty or a recall issue. So maybe, just maybe, I don't have to pay for this. That would be sweet. Is it going to fix my problem? I don't know. We're going to find out. The thing is I would really like to take this truck down to Oregon to the cabin, and I'm not sure I trust it that far at this point. So, I mean, I know it'll run. I just don't know if it'll run at 65 miles an hour or better down there and back. So we're going to try and run it a little bit between now and, well, the Christmas is on Monday, and if I go down there, it'll be Tuesday or later. So let's get some miles put on this truck and see if it's going to behave itself. So anyway, that's it. This video is being wrapped up right now. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So I didn't get a whole lot done in the way of projects, but I did get to have some fun. Snowmobiled 4 times. Our camping weekend, we rode Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then rode again on Wednesday. So I can't complain about that, although the snow conditions, certainly for Wednesday's ride, was really bad, and they weren't that great for the other 3 days either. But hey, that's just the way it is with El Nino winter. So down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on, or better yet, tell me about the things you're procrastinating about. And remember, the #1 goal of Procrastination Garage is to keep me motivated, to keep me working down in the shop, out in the yard, or up in the mountains playing, just so I'm not sitting around watching YouTube videos and, just fooling around like that. So I hope you come back next week. Remember, my name is Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage, and hope to see you then. Thanks.